Hello, mic test. This is a mic test. Looks like the audio is working fine, so welcome everyone who is currently live with me or watching this as a recording later on. Before moving forward, let me just very quickly give an introduction and get done with the About Us section here. So my name is Nirav. I'm the admin and owner of 50 Eyes Market Analysis YouTube channel and 50eyes.com website. Today we are coming live with the 171st edition of the Trading Opportunities webinar, and we would one second. And as I was saying, we are coming live with the 171st edition of the Trading Opportunities webinar, and we are live every Friday. Timings are the same: 10 p.m. IST or 4:30 p.m. GMT. And in these webinars, we cover various different markets, including but not limited to, or generally, we cover the same markets: crude oil, gold, S&P 500, Nifty 50, Euro USD. Sometimes we also cover some US-based stocks. For instance, we have been covering NVIDIA for quite some time. And of course, we do cover BTC. So as I was saying, in the last 169 webinars, we have so far captured a total of 425 trades. All were discussed live in front of you guys, and today we'll see what has happened with the 170th webinar, what happened with its trades, and everything else we will discuss. The discussion will be specifically in regards to my study of Elliott Wave, which I've been doing for many years now. And we will not only just have a look at classical Elliott Wave, but also include my own private research, or I should say the conclusion of my private research, as I will not be discussing too much detail about my private work. So anyway, it will be beneficial overall, as I just mentioned. And lastly, before proceeding, you can also check my other works, which include but are not limited to the video course on Elliott Wave and the book Think with the Markets, available on Amazon's Kindle electronic delivery platform. Those of you who have completed the video course can also look for my training program LT batch by sending the inquiries here. Nothing much. And forecast accuracy, those of you who are interested in my past record can check my unmatched accuracy of 6 consecutive years, etc., etc. Anyways, that's the link. So without wasting any further time, we'll just like to now quickly switch over and see how things have progressed so far. Let me just very quickly just push the last webinar's video first before we progress with the webinar and turn it to 1080p. So the general process will be, we'll just look at the past chart and then we'll look at the current chart, or basically the past discussion and then the current discussion. So thank you guys, of those of you who are in the live chat, and I'll just flash the comments later on. Thank you for the confirmation. I can see audio and video are working fine. So in that case, we'll just not waste any further time and proceed. So here's a discussion from our last webinar on the chart of Euro USD, and let's see what was being discussed. We are looking for hypothesis one suggesting downside, two suggesting downside, then upside, and upside setup is clear above 1.17585. We are looking for longs. Below not below, but 1.140 is a marked support level. Let's see if there is something else. Yes, so below 1.140 we can look for short setups as well, and his longs are very clear above the wave behind. Let's have a quick look at the live chart of Euro. As you can see on screen, we have the live chart. It did go below 1.140. There was nothing sustained here. It then went up. I wouldn't call it the short setup got activated, because generally we would like to see sustenance below the market level instead of just market moving below the market level, which in this case we did not see. Right. Secondly, the upside setup is also not triggered. The market has not taken out the upside high of wave B, circle degree. Keep in mind we are using this particular data feed. If you are using different data feed, prices will seemingly vary a little bit. Anyways, there isn't much to say here. The setup is still the same. We will now look for longs above 1.17585 roughly. So we want to see the market sustain above this level and look for longs. Actually, in this case, we can just look for breakout longs as well. As far as shorts are considered, I'm not really interested in shorts in this market right now. Does not look very conducive for shorts, and the analysis is really simple here. We are assuming that from this point of reference, we are seeing a nested impulsive formation in the upward direction. So we are basically assuming that this is the one up, two down, and dot one and dot two, and so on and so forth. The market is then heading up. Let me know if you guys have any doubts or questions in this counter. Otherwise, we'll just move over to the next chart. Good evening, Raghu, our private Slack group members, and here is Joe. Thank you for the confirmation there. Again, one of our private Slack group members. Good evening, Ativat. Everything looks clear here. Thank you for the confirmation, and I don't see any doubts from any other members as well or live audience. So we'll just move over to the next chart here very quickly. Let me know if there is any problem with the audio though. Actually, at my end, it's also clear. So, anyways, next chart. Let's see what's happening with crude oil. An interesting chart. We had some interesting trades here on crude. Here it is, crude oil. This is a setup we played out on crude analysis from last webinar, last public webinar. We are saying that after the third, we have an A down, B up, and C down. So we have a zigzag in play for this chart of crude oil, and that basically means that we are looking for downside movement. Let me just show you live trade we pulled. So we booked the profits on shorts on August 11th. The price was around 63.854. Where is the original entry? That's what I'm trying to check. Added shorts, there's the entry. At 68, we entered, and at 63.54, something roughly speaking, we exited. Not exactly 5 points, but roughly near that. And the trade was originally started on August 1st. We have traded positions around this bigger position as well, but that's the main trade. 1st August to 11th August. So this is a plus 1 for our discussion on CL. The market went down as per analysis. Now let's head over and check the Live chart of crude oil. It does need a little bit of an update here. So first of all, in this chart, we have upside setup that we are looking for. Specifically, we are looking for the fifth leg of the diagonal here. That is. So here's the rough structure I have drawn for the diagonal on the right hand side of the chart. Basically, I'm just suggesting here that in the diagonal structure, wave 1 and 4 do overlap. That makes it a diagonal. Although I have drawn a very bad structure here. But you get the idea, there is an overlap between 1 and 4. Right. Coming back to the actual chart, we have the overlap between 1, wave 4. And that makes it a diagonal structure complete. So if this analysis is correct, we are then looking for the last, supposedly last leg of the diagonal, which is the fifth wave. Should probably progress like this, roughly speaking, of course. And more importantly, here the setup is rather clear. We are looking for longs only once we see the market sustain above the red channel. So basically, if the market sustains above it, that is, goes above it, takes minor support before progressing up, that would be an ideal setup here. So it's a wait and watch market with the possibilities for long, and it's just looking like our hypothesis suggesting upside. Of course, there are invalidations level, and as such, I'm not actually discussing that because the possibility of upside looks rather strong. But if it were to not perform as expected, then we will look for what you call relegation of this count below the level of what is 60.087. Let's just call it roughly speaking 60. So below this level, we can look for new possibilities and possibility that this market perhaps may not be going up. There isn't much to add here. It's still a wait and watch market, but it is definitely something to be kept in the watch list because this setup is going to be, if it works out, exceptionally clear, and given crude oil, it can give us really strong moves. The support level to go long. Well, it's already at support, as you can see here on the left hand side. This is a congestion zone. So that's a support level here already. So we do not want to go into that kind of what you call support theory and just figure out a buying opportunity based on that. That's also possible and still okay. I'm not really keen on that right now because we have a rather clear setup with the channels. Sure, that doesn't mean I won't go long if I see an opportunity. I'm just saying, publicly speaking, there isn't much to discuss here in that regard. It's already at the support. So, as such, if someone is confident about the count, they can just buy it. And if not, they can wait for the count to perform itself first. Hopefully, that answers your question. Dinch and was asking, I was wondering if a bearish scenario was possible on this one. It is definitely on everything, it is. But here, we just want to wait and watch and see this particular setup play out first because it is looking strong, and generally we want to favor the market sentiment or the look of the market at once. No further questions I can see, so that means basically we can move on to our next chart. So here is the recording from our past webinar or last public webinar. And let's see what was being discussed about the chart of gold before moving with the actual discussion. So let's see. So gold, we are looking for bearish setups, and quite specifically, we are looking for, let's see if we have outlined a specific sell short here. So we discussed both the outlines, the bullish and the bearish possibilities on the chart of gold. Let me see which specific case am I referring to here first. Okay, so bearish possibility is a stronger one, is what we had assumed, I think, or maybe not. It looks like we haven't made a really clear distinction as to which one is more stronger, at least at this point in video. Let's move it forward a little bit. Nope. If there's a distinction, you need to watch later on at your end, but let's see what happened with this forecast on gold at once before progressing with other charts. I just want to check the exact pricing. As per our last discussion, the market is trading on 1st August 3348. So there is the 1st August leg is up, and we are looking for the market to give some bearishness here. Although it hasn't really performed precisely as expected, it hasn't even given us a buy setup. It hasn't even triggered the expected short setup. So gold remains something to be reanalyzed and see what's really going on here. Thank you for the confirmation, Raghu and Dylan. So Dinch, as is mentioned in the guidelines for this channel, we do not take analysis from audience. You can ask questions based on my analysis, but posting any analysis again will lead to you getting blocked in the comment section. I do not come here to listen to anyone's analysis. I have been very clear about it. I take trades on these markets, and I do not want my sentiment to be biased because of someone. So keep that in mind next time you comment. And I think you are a regular viewer, so you already knew it. So, anyways, coming back to the analysis, here is a little bit of an update on this chart. I have made the assumption that from this point of reference, we are seeing a possible correct structure in the formation of a WXY. It's a complex formation, and in case the X is complete here, we can then see a downward movement from here. That's the expectation, right? And as such, I have not entered any shorts here. I will be looking for adding shorts below 3311. That's not a entry level. That's a level to be looking for shorts, basically. So basically, we will have to reanalyze the market or reevaluate the situation if the market crosses 3311, and then consider if we want to go short or wait further. So gold remains overall, the direction remains the same. Analysis has changed a little bit. Trade hasn't really triggered yet, so it's a wait and watch market, with the current scenario being keep it in your watch list, because it can definitely give us a good setup real quick. And as far as the targets and everything else is concerned, if the wave wire structure setup is complete or is the one being played out, then generally we would like to see the market go and touch at least the level of whatever this is, 3267, this low, and perhaps even crossed the wave W low, which is around 32.47. So let's just mark it. And this one is 32.67. These are the levels the market can touch. And this is the activation level 33.11. Below it, we can consider selling opportunities. Just wait and watch. Those of you who are in the Slack group, of course, I'll update the trades and etc. as the market progresses. But it is not as clean as crude oil. That should be noted at once. That crude oil is the clearer market among the commodity segment right now. Anyways, that's the take on gold. If you guys have any doubts or questions, you can just push them in the live chat. Else we'll move over to the chart of S&P, which will be followed by BTC. Just type in clear or understood if you are clear. Thank you, Jokum, for the confirmation. And in that case, you can then move over to our further discussion. All right, so in that case, let's see what's really going on here in our last discussion of the chart of S&P 500 before moving over to the actual live chart. So here is the recording from our last public webinar. This is 1st August, and let's see further. Yep, that's the 1st August webinar, and the analysis at that point in time is that we had some downside remaining. 2, so maybe 1 leg at the minimum and 2 at the max we were looking for as it wasn't. ABC correction, very shorter time frame, and 1st of August. Here is the live chart. Let's go to low time frame at once, and then we'll discuss the updated high time frame view as well. 1st of August. So here the market hasn't really performed precisely expected. We were expecting 2 legs here on S&P's counter from 1st of August. The market has broken the low at once. There isn't much of a follow through, and I wouldn't call it as an analysis that has played out. I wouldn't say it trapped us or anything either. But yes, if you are completely inexperienced in Elliott Wave, you probably would have gotten trapped with this simple setup. So instead of wasting any further time on this, let's now head over and check the current updated count here. So on screen now we have the idea that, 1 second here. So here's a 1 hour chart of the S&P 500 market. And I just wanted to give a rough outlook of the bigger picture first before proceed with the actual shorter time frame discussion. Yep, that should do. So here's the point of reference for this analysis. And I have assumed that 1 is here, 2 is here, and 3, 4, and 5. Alrighty, so this is the rough outlook. Although, of course, I can see now that there could be a few discrepancies, and it can see a quick update here as well. Let me just see if I can do it here as well. Yep, it is possible that this is the 1 and 2, which is fine. And it is possible that this is 3 and then 4, 4 adding further up. That's one way of looking at it. Another way is that we consider that the third was here, fourth was here, fifth is already complete, and that will give us a super bullish view, as this will be now wave 1 of a much higher degree, and wave 2 most likely looks complete here, circle degree. Let me just change 1 second. As I was saying, let me just change the color here first. So this is a 1 circle degree and this is a 2 circle degree. If that is the case, then whatever pullback may happen, we can then see the extremely strong for wave 3 circled degree. So those are the two takes on S&P. One is suggesting extremely strong bullishness, and that is the case of super impulsive count where wave 3 circle is still about to play. Even if the pullback is here for wave 2 circle, it's still strong. The secondary possibility is that the 3 is over here, 4 is over here, and 5th is over here. That's the S&P's chart here, and that's the take. Let me just already go to the shorter time frame and see further additional points that I can make here. Not really much. Let me know, guys, if you have any doubts or questions on this counter. As far as the setup is concerned here, we don't have a clear exact level right now for a long entry here that I can tell you. And the reason for that is the structure, the corrected structure is still not complete. Let me just remove all this first. So as I'm saying, the structure is not complete in the sense that this whole thing may be propagating as a corrective flat structure where this is first leg A. All right, as I was saying, there isn't a clear setup yet because we are still not seeing the end of this corrective structure. This could be the A, this could be B, and this could be C, the flat structure. So this could market could just go up a little and then come back within this range. So basically everything, every pullback within this boxed range is a buying opportunity that is basically 65, 60 to whatever this is, low 6200. Everything within this box range is a buying opportunity on this chart of S&P 500. We don't have a setup just yet. The reason being is that the setup will become more clear once we start seeing this pullback for the C, and that will give us buying opportunity or possible buying opportunities, I should say. So yes, as I was saying, we are not very clear in this case. It's a wait and watch market, but the setup overall remains look to buy on pullback, and the setup from this hypothesis comes out to be look for buying opportunities for a pullback between the range of 6200 to 6560. Of course, not the upper end, somewhere below the or somewhere around the middle part of this whole range. We will look for this particular setup. And let me just add the arrow here. Yes, Dinch, that is for the wave 3 structure that we are discussing here. Any further queries or questions, guys? If not, just type in quickly clear or understood, and then we'll move over to next chart. I do not see any questions, so it brings us to our main and last chart of BTC. Thank you, Joe, for the confirmation. And we'll now firstly look at what was being discussed on BTC chart. You can see the webinar which was connected live publicly, number 170, and we are looking for BTC to go long, and this is a support region between 1142.60 to 1119.88, 1998 actually. And so far the market has done something a little bit different, I believe. This is the whole setup which was discussed in the last webinar. Let me just show you that this is a support region between 114266, 1119.98. The market has taken support at 1119.98 literally. So this one is again a plus one or analysis that has worked out precisely as per analysis. Analysis that has worked out precisely as per analysis. Yes, so anyways, jokes aside, the market did go down and then it did go up again precisely as expected. And since then, this market has just stalled near the last high of 123000. So this is literally the whole setup. We look for longs above 122872. And the setup is clear. We have just moved the wave 2's positioning from here and consider it a continuation of the correction for wave 2. And that really is all here. Problems start to appear if we are seeing a move below whatever this is, 112526. So that's the invalidation or stop loss. And we are using this data feed, so prices will vary if you are using a different data feed. Nothing much to add here. Let me know, guys, if you have any doubts or questions on this chart of BTC. Doesn't look like there is anything. So those of you who have watched till this part, do let me know how was the experience. And of course, I'm sure if you are enjoying the content, you would have already hit the like button. If not, please do so. And much more importantly, continue sharing this content so that we can get much more views. I have recently observed a decline in views instead of stagnation or increment. So kindly do your part. And here's Raghu's question on NVIDIA's result, 27 chance of hitting. And NVIDIA, we are covering it. So let's continue this coverage and see what's being said. Let's just very quickly look at what was being said on NVIDIA last time, and then we'll see for this time. So here's the recording from last public webinar and the chart of NVIDIA we are looking for. Corrective structure as the CN trend line has been broken and correction is coming, or zones are coming at 163, 149.61, and then continuation of upside. So it didn't go to anything like that. Instead, it has continued going up after a minor pullback. So basically, what I am assuming here is that this analysis precisely working as expected. Only difference here is that the market is smart enough and is giving us a simple flat maybe. Setup here is hold on all longs and stop loss technically should be 151, but we can actually keep it here at 171 because below 171 it can just open up for huge downside or some other possibilities. So NVIDIA is still a hold with the stop loss around 164, 165, and new traders can also look for longs once they see a break above the last high. So it's basically a breakout long setup. So hopefully that answers your question, Raghu. And with that, we have now discussed everything that we generally discuss in these webinars. And thank you for the confirmation, Ativat. So as I was saying, do share the content, much more important than likes or anything else. And of course, obviously like the content as well if you're enjoying it or stay till the end. And I'll wait a few moments. If you guys have doubts or questions, you can just push them in this live chat. Otherwise, we'll close this particular session and ask you guys to enjoy the weekend, of course. Nothing here, no comments. Everybody is saying is clear. Raghu is saying is clear. You're very much welcome, Raghu. You too have a great weekend, Joe, and everyone else who is watching this content later as a recording as well. Have a great weekend. Stay safe and keep trading. Right. So that's it. Thank you guys for staying till the end, those who did, and we will look to see you guys in the upcoming webinars. Thank you, Ativad. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Raghu. Thank you, Dench, for the incredible, what do you call, staying till the end and keeping the experience alive. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next webinar. Bye for now.